finger bit in there. So we'll just grab our Super Z. It's gonna be pretty close to how our finger bit works. So again, we'll come in here and change the name. We can put in the description.
We do it as our orange finger bit. We separate it that way, orange and blue, because the blue is a little bit longer than the orange.
Yeah. So you put in that designation, just put orange there.
I get it. Yeah.
You can put it up here too.
Because we only see the ID number.
Yeah. So you put finger bit orange.
What is that? Is that a 30 millimeter?
Yeah. That'd be your 3cm.
So let's do that 30.
So we'll leave it on here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we could put 3cm if you want to put that in front. 3cm finger bit orange,
Yeah.
Northwood. So we'll save that. Northwood. And that's going to copy over what we had in the Super Z.
Yep.
So we change that to 1108. So what we got to do is lasso function on this one, which is pretty much the same as the Super Z. Instead of that corner, we'll pick in inside here just a little bit, so we can see on the next screen where the actual top of that tool is.
I get it. That's why you chose the Super Z.
Yeah. And it's only one tool in that set, so
Yeah.
we don't have to delete steps. So we'll come in here, and all those settings are going to be the same. Give that a name, and then we need to come up with it's probably 0.787. So
Yeah.
we could use just 0.4 again. Using 0.4.
Does it need to be negative?
Yes, because we put a positive in on the other side.
Stone position.
So negative 0.4 stone thickness is good. Yeah, everything else looks good. Oops, shoot. Use that for the start. Now, our bottom is a little tougher. Not really anything good to. What I typically try to do is just take one of these diamonds like that and stop it like right at the end of one of those. Because it's pretty common with these, if you stop like on just a flat surface somewhere, it'll keep measuring. If it does on this, or if it does it in the future, you just need to hit stop. If it keeps measuring beyond where you need, just hit stop. It'll do one more rotation and then go to your analysis screen. So even if it measures an extra part of the tool, it's not a huge deal. Just
Makes sense.
yeah, if you're not paying attention, it'll come all the way down here.
And then on the Super Z, we were looking at like this part to relate to that part, right? Like the position 1 and 2, position 2 would equal position.
That was on the gauge wheel.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
That's the only one that's a little funky.
Okay.
And yeah, that one, like I said, that one typically you can adjust on the machine.
Yeah.
Almost never use them on here, but yeah, that's the only one that's a little weird. Everything else is going to have points like this, a start and a stop, and it's going to follow the profile
Yeah.
until it gets to the end point. So see, it keeps going. It's pretty typical on these, so we'll just hit stop. So no big deal. Looks great. Looks just like the Super Z pretty much. Right? Just a little bit below the stone, so we're not chipping the face. But it'll still be easy to dress. We can just make sure these don't look crazy. Radius is pretty close to 0, which it should be. And then our length is whatever our length is. So we'll close out of there. And then we can send that. see that brazed bit. I was just putting everything on the left that we were working on, and then I put over there on the ground whatever we measured. But we have enough space up there, we can just leave it there. We've measured so far. Here, we'll just keep working our way that way. So this one, just change the name to whatever you want, 3CM.
From here to do that.
Let's see.
Start with this guy.
Yep, go ahead and open that one. Yep, now you just change the name
And
to,
electro.
yeah, whatever you want to call it.
What do they call it? What's the type of this? Electrostatic? No.
Electroplated.
Electroplated. Oops. We're on.
You're running out of, just, you can delete finger bit if you want. Just have 3CM. Go ahead and hit save at the bottom,
Yeah.
and then use 1109. Let's go put 1109 in for the tool number.
And I get that from opening up this again.
Machine tab up top.
That's it.
And then offset
here.
number.
And it's
That's
a
it.
one type.
Yep. And then back to that, and then you just set those points just like we did on the finger bit. We actually have a better bottom there. You can see. So let's see. So maybe just at the bottom of one of those. And then up here on the top side.
There should be a lower one.
Probably just even your highest one. There you go. So super easy to add new stuff. You know, obviously you got to do it in two places. Do it here and then kind of use the same parameters. So since we copied that from the finger bit, we're pretty close to that same diameter. We'll just use that same 0.4.
So pretty to watch it spin.
Where's your tape measure? See if it reflects all over.
Right?
Yeah. It's on my desk.
So why is it sometimes accurate and sometimes not for the remaining time?
I have no idea.
It's like yesterday it was pretty spot on. Yet
Oh,
today
really?
it's like running out halfway or less.
It may, I don't know. I never really paid attention to that, to tell the truth. Wow. Yeah. Yeah. No, we've had people use these for like, you got like crazy gun people that do, you know, put like 50 cal stuff on here, like see the concentricity of their, like reload.
Seems like an
bullet
expensive
casings and
solution
stuff
to
like
that problem.
Well, I mean, he had a stone shop, and he's a crazy gun dude too. So like, can I put my casings up on there and see how perfect
they are.
the concentricity of them? We're like, sure.
Wow.
Yeah, I use them in aerospace and anything where you need like super high precision measurements on something. They make applications for all kinds of crazy stuff.
So what are we doing here now? We just want to make sure it's a little bit over. It doesn't seem like it's a little too tall.
Yeah. So what we want, like on a bit like this, right? We're cleaning up after we run the finger bit.
Yeah.
So if we run it like that on the stone, we're gonna have a little bit of a thing at the bottom of the stone. So we want more than
actually. Yeah.
Yeah. So we want to left click, and we'll drag it down maybe. And since it's electroplated, we don't need to. We're not dressing it.
Yeah.
So we're not worried about having just a little bit so we can dress it. So we can even run it, maybe right in here somewhere. So to make that stick and have that same measurement every single time, since it's not a profile tool, so we don't have that yellow line that we're measuring that distance from. This tool, we're measuring how far below the stone we are. So in this case, we'll go to dimensioning, vertical, normal, and we'll measure from the bottom of that tool to here, to the stone. So we'll just call it 0.22.
Okay.
And then we'll come in here to lasso function,
That's our
the Stone Industry plugin. And for that material reference, we'll put 0.22 instead of the 0.03. And now every time we measure that, it's gonna just put that in that same spot.
All right.
Cool. So that's that. And then we can go ahead and send that data.
Electroplated.
Beautiful. So how is the core hole thing different?
So we can make the core bit now. This one is going to be a little bit different. So call it core bit. And this one, like we were talking yesterday, it's got a different adapter, right? Because our core bit doesn't run like a profile tool on the side of the stone, it's on top. So we want to choose the adapter cal core north. So calibration wheel, core bits. So we hit save.
Is that the same adapter for like incremental router bits?
Same, yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, we use the same for that. Exactly. Anything that runs on top of the stone.
Just the 1 3/8 bit that you guys usually use for core holes?
I haven't measured that, but I'm sure. I would assume it is the right size.
I hope.
So this one uses measure program 0.
Mm-hmm.
All of our other ones say lasso function there, right?
Yeah.
Because we're measuring like the side of the tool. This one, now we've got a little different drawing here. So it just has 1 point. All we're picking, because this will always have a 90 degree, right? There's nothing to wear like the calibration or gauge wheel. That corner should always be 90. So all we need to do is bring this up here. Click on where that corner is. It's right about there.
So you're actually
And-
looking off of the blue to where the
It squares up.
Yeah, just kind of where our lines are.
Yeah.
And we just need to be close. It'll obviously find it and calculate it. So that point, here's our P over here. We're just going to click C and X to save. You just make sure that these are the same. Click OK. And then F5 to measure. So it'll be real quick, and that's it. We don't even get an analysis screen on this one. We just get our measurements.
Do we have to put in the radius?
Yes. So we'll go recall, and we're going to make this a 0 as well, which is going to be not. Granted, you don't have to measure these often, but every time you put a new core bit in, you come in and measure it. Really important to put that 0 in, otherwise, whatever point you have in there, all right, it's going to come and offset that, whatever your radius is. You could offset that to a side. So, yeah, it will be on center. So make that 0. Oh, you know what? We didn't do. Shoot. We need to go back and put in the tool move for that one.
And do we have? You said the 0, but how about the radius of that?
Like the overall radius
Oh,
of the
the
tool?
How big that hole is? Right.
Oh no, that'll be in. So this thing doesn't care. It just cares where the center is.
Okay.
This one will. It's not really going to matter. That's going to be in Alpha Cam, whatever. You'll just designate it by, whatever size core bit that is. But this is just going to wherever the center is, it's going to go there. Yeah. Oops. So I'm gonna delete that one because I had the wrong tool number in there when I sent it the first time. There we go, 1110. Perfect. So that one's done. We can keep rocking. So now we're gonna start making some decisions. So we have another Super Z over here. So here in our, this is good stuff though, because this is all good learning. If we want to change something in the tool library, like the naming convention or something, we need to come here. Get a little library with the settings button, image. When we have that, now we can change, we can delete, we can move it to another group. So let's look at that. All we have in there now is just Super Z North. But now we have that big 4cm1, then we have that one, a 3cm1. So we want to make a designation, right? So we don't have two Super Z's the same name. So we can come here, change the name here. Maybe we do
Just 4cm.
yeah, 4cm. So now that we've done that, we can measure that. cm1, so we'll go choose the 4cm1. We'll just change the name to 3cm, and then we can grab that one. Let's see what we're not using. We used 1110, 1111, so that would be. So that'll be our, so we'll use 1118 for that one. We'll use the same, it's the same, pretty much the same diameter as that other one, so we'll leave that 1.2 in there. So yeah, that's good. 18.
top and the bottom, not just the profile edge of the just around
Yeah.
the corner.
That way, and that's just, I don't know, my personal preference, because when that analysis screen comes up, I know that that's the full, I'm looking at the full tool. If you pick just the flat part,
It makes sense.
you may not know if, because some, maybe someone picks the
Yeah.
half an inch down, you're like, okay, am I looking at the whole thing or
Yeah.
not? That way you're seeing
See
everything.
it. Yeah.
We're starting to build a library. We got some tools in there.
We'll be able to run stuff soon.
Yeah.
So you made a set with the sync set because you always run those in that order sequentially, and these ones you don't always run in a particular order. You just kind of
You can
pick and choose.
grab this tool and run it on its own, or create, styles.
Mhm.
Add this with something else also easily. Yeah.
So it's not like a step in the refinement of the edge process. It's like
Yeah.
its own thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's our polishing set down there. It's all that runs together in that sequential order.
Cool.
So yes, this is a single tool. We'll just kind of make sure, we've got 0.3 there, -7 for our height.
That makes sense. Just getting the tip.
Yep, we're 30 thousandths below here. We know since that comes over, that's the very bottom of our tool. There's the top. Everything looks fine. We just close and send it.
Why are there so many other machines in there to choose from?
I downloaded just to save us time, so we didn't have to import, do all the tool steps, with no data in there.
Mm-hmm.
So I imported some from other jobs that I've done. So once we're done here, I'll go in and delete all those.
Okay. So it'll be harder
Yeah,
to
right now-
accidentally save in the wrong thing.
Right. Yeah, now they're tied to those machines are tied to tools, so I can't delete the machine until I delete
Right.
the tools too. So, but once we get all our
Okay.
stuff in, I'll go and clean it up, and all you'll see is Northman
Sweet.
and your tools in the library.
Awesome.
Until you want to calibrate your bullets.
Right.
And you have a Smith & Wesson folder.
Yeah.
Cool.
So